Welcome back to the Mega Man X4 commentary, ladies and gentlemen. Web Spider is all tangled up. Now we're going after our next Maverick. And I think it's a Maverick. Split Mushroom.
Yeah, I think he's a Maverick.
He occupies the laboratory that'll attack whoever visits there.
Split mushroom? Really?
Introvert to the extreme.
I see that the load times are pretty quick. Are they this bad? Are they worse than the PlayStation 1 version?
Yes, but not terrible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, going into that, X4 also utilizes a checkpoint system similar to Mega Man 8.
Yes.
So once you cross a certain point, you will begin the second half of the stage with your energy refilled, your weapon energy refilled.
And if you lose all your lives, you can just go right back there. So there's no point. There's really no point in lives.
There really isn't.
Which came out first? This or Mega Man 8?
8 came first.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they must have reused a lot of the engine stuff for
Yeah.
this. And I can tell because the graphics are for the most part like pretty smooth, like some nice sprite animations. And stuff.
That spiral staircase was pretty dazzling back in the day, I imagine.
Yeah. Well, it was trying to get 3D into it.
This wasn't my first X PlayStation game, though. I started the X PlayStation series with 6.
Ugh.
And that's
Oh,
why you
jeez.
don't hate it.
You know what? That could be. And that, personally, I don't think is as bad as everyone says. But
You have fun with your rainy turtleoid.
It's kind of like how I'm a lot more tolerant of Final Fantasy VIII because it was my first RPG ever. Ow. Ow.
Vertical tower section.
At least you can't fall down as far as you can in some of the classic games.
Yeah, and in the bottom of the screen is not an instant bottomless pit.
Never forget Crash Man and Elect Man. Never forget.
Can you kill those spike things?
No.
No. Damn.
They're not one-hit kills, though, so...
Thank God.
Those spikes down there are when it kills, though, I assume.
The ability we got from Web Spider, which was the Ryu Jeb, blah, 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 is pretty much a lightning stab. Works wonders against this mini-boss here, which I will
Yeah.
demonstrate soon.
Another Ryujin Geki, I think it was called.
Yeah. Frame by frame of complete destruction. Booyah.
Oh, he destroys the ground when he attacks you.
Yeah.
I hate
Yes.
enemies that do that.
He's plenty doable with just Z-Saber and X-Buster, though, so...
Can you run out of ground and then just be stuck in the...
I don't think he'll ever reach the top 2.
But then how will
and-
you be able to attack him then?
Well, I think at that point, I don't know actually, because I never actually had that happen to me, but I want to say that he'll jump higher and you have to just switch between the two platforms.
Okay.
Because that is a good point.
Back to the dazzling spiral staircase thingamaffucker again.
It's actually surprising that it looks that good, because it's really only one frame of animation, just repeated super, super quick.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
actually moving, there's the background just
Yeah.
animating.
You know what? It actually looks like you're not moving. It looks like the stairs are moving. Oh, man.
That in particular was a pretty nasty heart piece. Heart tank. Sorry, Maynard, Zelda speaking there.
But how bad is this game about having to backtrack for that sort of stuff?
Not terribly bad, actually. It really just kind of depends on your route.
That and, well, even if you, I don't think nothing will be as bad as X3 or X5.
I still say X5 is the worst.
Yeah,
There's no situations where you need a weapon from that level in order to get something?
Well, there's not within the level, no. Like, there is something we have to go back for in Spider's level, once we get the flame weapon, but...
Are we looking at an elevator section where the elevator actually kills the enemies for you?
Yes.
Yes, but you can also get crushed, so be careful.
I noticed that the enemies do a lot of damage in this one, or is that just because you have a small health bar?
You have a pathetic health bar when you start out.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Zero's armor is any different than X's. Like, if Zero's more of a glass cannon compared to X. Which would make sense if only because Zero's more agile. Especially when we get his double jump.
Wasn't Proto Man a bit less durable than Mega Man in Mega Man 10?
Yes.
Yeah, Mega Man
Yeah.
9 and 10, he takes double the damage. But
He also has twice the knockback.
But his pellet shots don't really do any more damage. You just have the charge
And-
ability.
And the slide.
And the
Yeah.
slide, yeah.
And
but
the shield.
yeah. Well, the shield, I never got the shield to actually block anything when I try to...
I can get it to work, it's just not useful enough for me to really rely on it.
As long as you hit Split Mushroom with his weakness, the moment he comes down, he'll always follow
He
up
resets
with...
his pattern.
Yeah, he'll always reset his pattern.
If you don't take out those little multicolored copies, will they start jumping around?
They'll
and stuff?
start jumping around all over the place, so don't let that happen.
I am also partial to doing Split Mushroom first because he gives you the double jump, right?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so I am sometimes partial to going Split Mushroom first with Zero.
If only because you want that extra mobility.
Yeah, and the spin attack.
Oh, yeah, that too. I love that attack.
Wait, like a spin attack, like where you jump and then you do like a...
Flip in the air.
In the middle of your double jump, you can do this like spin spiral sword beam attack.
Oh, I love it when games give me that, games with the sword give me that attack. It's so fun. It's just like, whoosh, and then you bounce off through
X4
everything.
is no exception.
Wait, did Zero just flip me off?
No, he gave a thumbs
gave
up.
you a thumbs up.
It looked like he was flipping me off.
I won. Fuck you.
I won. No thanks to you, you loser.
So now we learn Quenbu.
Do
Which
they
is a
give
double
you,
jump.
can you check what the... Like, if you forget how to do the button input for one of these attacks, can you, like, check... Is there, like, a list you can check them? with?
Yeah, you can press
there is?
start and
Okay,
check
good.
your inventory. You can see what you're... Okay, now it's time for Magma to group. He betrayed the irregular hunters and hid himself inside a volcano.
Lazy translation is lazy. Because in Japan, they're not called Mavericks, they're called Irregulars.
Ah, I see. Well, it's basically the same thing.
Yeah, but they confused many of people when this came out.
And spawned 36,000 fan fictions. Who are the irregular hunters?
No, it's just a bunch of Maverick hunters that are considered a little bit odd by the rest of the team. Like one of them puts salt on his pizza. Another one openly reads comic books.
That really shouldn't have confused anyone. I mean, do any of you idiots ever crack open a dictionary for anything? Like, seriously. What do you
Yeah,
think
but you gotta
Maverick
realize
means?
that most of the people who were playing this were probably like 8 at the
Yeah,
time.
and this was, what, 98 was it?
If you're going to write fanfiction, open a dictionary. Seriously.
No, but then we don't get funny fanfiction if they learn how to grammar and spell.
I think the world wouldn't actually lose anything of value if that happened.
This is pretty much what the gameplay of the game becomes once you get the Kuenbu. You just jump, spin, jump, spin, jump, spin.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's Sonic and the Black Knight.
My
Well,
recklessness just increased tenfold.
we are playing as Black Zero.
I saw they have do they have Metul enemies in this one? Because I saw something
Yeah.
that looks similar. to that.
Metools are in every series.
Oh, they are. Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty much a legacy villain at this point.
Yeah.
But I thought they were too cute and adorable for the Too Dark for Me X games. Or Zero.
X4 is when the series really started getting dark in terms of the themes it was handling. And I'm not actually really much of a fan of the X's narrative as a whole post PlayStation.
Well, it works here because we finally learned how Zero came to be, but
I like when they start start linking things to like the classic series, like all these little winks and nods and stuff like that. But the overall story really doesn't go anywhere. The only thing that's ever interesting is the whole Zero was a creation of Wily.
and the Zero virus,
Yes.
which they touch on here, try to expand more in 5, but don't really
completely
succeed
ignore
at.
in 6.
Yeah.
You know, to me, that's the only real interesting thing about the X series as a whole. I mean, there's the issues of whether or not, like, why do Reploids fight and stuff like that, in which the first 3 X games always end on the same goddamn note. And it doesn't go anywhere. You know, X4 and X5 tried to spruce things up just a tad, but then they just completely drop and ignore it by X6.
Well, X6 was made against Inafuna's wishes, so...
True.
So,
All right, so Magma
wait, did he
Dragoon
just
is-
shout Shoryuken?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a Street Fighter guy.
Yeah, he can use the Hadouken and the Shoryuken.
And
So-
Yoga Flame.
Yeah.
So did they ever explain why he betrays people, or no?
Well, if you read his dialogue at the start, you'll see that he just wanted to really test his strength against the 2 strongest, which is X and Zero, depending on who you're playing as.
Yeah.
No.
But instead of having a friendly sparring match, he decided to go Maverick.
Yep.
You just bullshit your way through that boss by abusing the vehicle.
Yep.
And that's why a lot of people choose Magma Dragoon first. If only because you can do that.
He wanted to have an even one-on-one match with someone he had respect for, and you bullshit all over that, Rich.
He was the reason the damn sky pillar fell and killed all those innocent civilians.
Is he the only one who gets a dramatic death sequence like that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he has plot quote-unquote importance.
You know, that's actually something I wish that more Mega Man games would do, is like make the robots, the robot masters, Mavericks, balloons, whatever the fuck you want to call them.
Characters.
I don't know why I said balloons, but make the bosses have more significance with the plot, because there's so many games in the series where there's just 8 robots out there for no good reason. So, I mean, like, trying to stuff 8 characters into the plot for no good reason might get a little bit messy, but I'd at least appreciate attempting it once.
You like Mega Man powered up, then?
Well, yeah, I do like. Well, they give the characters. They give the bosses character there, and I appreciate that. But I actually like to see what they try if they actually try to give them plot significance on top of that.
Hi, Bilzard Buffalo.
Yeah, there's a lot of throwbacks to frozen enemies in this stage. There's Bilzard Buffalo right there from X3.
We'll see Chill Penguin later.
Yeah, I think we'll see Chill Penguin in the mini boss room. Actually.
Those lovely repainted old art assets.
Yeah, I think that was just as X3 sprite, basically.
Just given the frozen touch.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the sprite was probably big enough so that they didn't even. All they had to do was just import it directly. They didn't even have to probably change all that much.
No, probably not.
Since I have the double jump at this point in time, the stage, it really isn't that too much of a big deal. It's as though the collapsible platforms get a bit on my nerves.
I assume it's harder as X.
Yeah, because of mobility.
The ice is alive!
You see, that's how you handle spiked, bottomless pits with spikes, X6.
What, you just...
X6 likes to hide a lot of spikes.
Yeah.
Huh.
So what, you think that it's safe to fall down somewhere and then nope, spikes?
Yes. Fuck you, Commander Yanmark, was it?
I don't know. I barely play 6.
This is also the only X game in the PlayStation that has English voice acting.
Yeah.
Because after this, they went
Well,
back to
X5 is, I believe, is a text only.
Yes.
And then X6 is Japanese voice acting because they rushed that out in 8 months.
Wonderful.
Okay. There's our mini boss, and there's Chill Penguin right there in the bottom right.
Oh, it looks like
Yep.
they actually did redo that sprite at the very
Well,
least.
the early Super Nintendo sprite versus late Super Nintendo, early PlayStation sprite.
Yeah.
So the flame weapon is just a Shoryuken of our own?
Yeah.
Pretty much. I like it.
Ah, it's the ferocious action from Persona 4 Arena. Shoryuken with a sword.
Oh, they give each half of the stage its own theme.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
That's
Are
pretty
they like
One and
remixes
Act
of
two.
each other, or like different arrangements of the same melody, or are they completely different tracks?
Different.
Okay.
We Sonic
Yeah.
3 and Knuckles in here. Wait,
Pretty much.
X4 does have a pretty good soundtrack. A few tracks are boring, but I do generally like it.
I actually can't remember much of X4 soundtrack as a whole. I think the one that has the best soundtrack is X1.
Well,
and
yeah, X1 is still better.
X1 and X6 are my favorite soundtracks.
well, what little of this music that I can hear over you guys jabbering, I kind of like. Is there just something with ice levels in games where they always have the best music?
Yeah, it just always happens. I don't know why. I guess it just lends itself to a specific type of instrument selection that always tends to work really well, no matter what sort of arrangement you're going for.
So what does Ice Cap do that make people love it so much?
It's just a lot of bass, a lot of like really interesting use of like wind type instruments. A lot of ice levels tend to go for that sort of sound, and it just seems to work more often than it doesn't.
Now that bird enemy I killed, if you leave it alive for too long, freezes the entire area. I think if you let it do that as X, you can't get something. Because I think you're unable to climb wall climb when the areas are frozen like that. But I don't recall immediately because I'm playing this as Zero.
Yep.
So this is Frost Walrus.
Oh, I love that! I love that dialogue. Hey, what are you doing here? Hey, cut it out. No, boss fight. 10 out of 10, best dialogue ever.
Frost Walrus also makes a good candidate for your first Maverick. I'm sorry, Repliforce guy.
Well, same difference as far as things go.
Just say
Because
Robot Master.
he doesn't have a really difficult pattern to avoid.
And he's really slow.
Yes. Every time you hit him with his weakness and he catches fire, he'll always follow up with that slide attack, which is very easy to avoid. In fact, that icicle attack right there is probably his most threatening attack. Besides that, he's like a less dangerous Blizzard Buffalo. And nowhere near as fast.
Yeah.
That was pitiful.
Well, because John's using a lot of weaknesses, so...
They all fall in the end.
Yep.
Everything burns.
That was a no damage boss fight, so yeah.
I learned this.
Hyoretsu-zan? Yeah, Hyoretsu-zan.
It's a nice
All
attack.
these confused little American children looking at all these Japanese words, wondering what they mean.
The culture. It burns.